Hello and welcome back to Film Fakers Commentary, the show in which we watch a scene from a movie we all thoroughly enjoy, and we talk about why we thoroughly enjoy that scene so darn much. This week, we are doing the Frank Oz directed, right? Because Henson directed Labyrinth.
Yes.
Frank Oz directed No Humans Involved besides being hidden under things, The Dark Crystal. So we're going to watch the scene in which the Chamberlain captures the Gelflings and takes one of them back to the Skesis, and you find out this weird interconnection between the Skesis and the Mystics. So we're going to go ahead and get that started right now. We're starting off on this big cave set. Love it. The set work in this movie is unreal. I mean, the work in this movie is unreal.
The sets and the matte paintings in this movie make it look so amazing.
Yeah, just really, so much attention to detail that you normally don't pay to things because it's just, they'll watch the people. But these are puppets, so it's a little harder to grab your attention, I think, because they're not, you don't look at a puppet the same way you look at a person. Even these humanoid-ish versions of puppets that we have here.
Well, when they're walking from far away, they're just people.
Right. They're just people.
Yeah.
They're all people to you?
Mm-hmm.
This is how you view people? Just as weird puppet blobs?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You've seen Best of Poor Men, so it makes sense.
It's true. You got the little guy there. What's his name?
Fizzgig.
Fizzgig. I was going to call him Quick Biscuit.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's fine, too.
But yeah, we get the Chamberlain here, who is absolutely... I mean, all the Skeksis are absolutely horrifying.
Wilt Chamberlain?
No.
Oh.
I mean, he is rather thin, but I don't think... I mean, he was stripped of all his bulky robes. So I guess he's wilted compared to a normal one. But, yeah, there's Quick Biscuit tearing off some of his robes there. Get him. Yeah, it's just... The camera work in this isn't overly ambitious, but it's very clean, very good cutting, very good... just the way you do it, it's all formulaic. Like when I smashed my hand into the boom there.
Yep.
But it's all... I was upset because his hand got hurt, and his hand got hurt, so I needed to hurt my hand as well.
Yeah, and that brought up the connection you brought up between the Skeksis and the Mystics.
Yep.
Something that was only kind of touched on, but you didn't really understand in the beginning when two of the elder of each passed away.
Right.
Because they did it at the same time. You're like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I like the idea that their fates are, like, completely intertwined, which gives the Gelflings this very strange relationship with both of them.
Yep.
They have the power to extinct two races simultaneously.
Something Paul's only dreamed of. But yeah, the camera work in this, nice and clean, good moves when you need to, good cutting back and forth, very strong, very simple. So, I mean, if you're really looking to kind of understand the basics of filmmaking, this is a great movie to watch because they had to keep everything very deliberate because they're working with puppets. They're not working with people. So it makes everything... It's a lot of demands on the way you shoot and the way you do it, so it's got to be very traditional. So this is a good one to look at, especially if you're going back and looking at some older films for kind of how film has evolved over the years. This is a really good example of nice, clean, good work. Like, these wides are all really good. The close-ups for reactions are really good, and we go back and forth. There's nothing too crazy. There's no over-the-top dollies or zooms or anything like that. It's just nice, clean, methodical, tells the story the way it needs to be told. And then, like, everything's in front of the camera anyway. Like, look at these puppets. They're unbelievable. Like, I mean, I know it's Jim Henson and, you know, the Henson Studios, but... Holy crap.
Yeah.
I don't remember what year this came out. 80s, I believe?
Yes.
Mid to late 80s. Paul's looking at the DVD box.
I go 87.
93 minutes.
93 minutes. Impressive. Even getting... I couldn't imagine...
82?
82. I'd believe that. So, yeah, definitely impressive. I mean, it still has... I mean, it has this really timeless feel because they did a completely different alien world with a pseudo-fantasy feel to it. It's just fantastic. I mean, it just gives it this timeless quality. You can't pinpoint. When was this made? It doesn't matter. They could make this movie today and it would look the same.
Yeah, because it's all the same skill set
Right.
and same materials.
Yeah, if they were to make this practically, it looked pretty much the same.
Yeah, they haven't changed how they make puppets
Right.
in that amount of time.
No, there's, I mean,
And they went so far and above what they were doing then to
Yeah.
where it carries over.
Well,
Right.
the Gelflings' faces were probably more expressive.
yeah, and we'd have silicone probably for them at this point in time. But the materials have evolved. I mean, such minor pieces have changed since then, enough to make it look maybe a little different, but it would still have this very timeless feel. I wonder why nobody's done a puppet movie, like a heavy puppet movie like this, in a long time. It seems like it'd be,
A
I mean,
lot
I
of
guess it'd be
work.
expensive,
A
and yeah,
lot of work.
but I think
People
it'd
are
be worth
lazy.
it. Yeah, I mean, the closest we get at this point is Leica Animation, right? Doing like those 5-year stop motion pieces,
Yeah.
which are impressive in and of themselves. I'd love to do it.
Well, they're doing the new Dark Crystal thing.
Yes, they are for Netflix, right?
Yep.
I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I hope it feels like this. They have such an opportunity. I just hope there's every piece of CG in that show is going to break my heart.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a little bit, just because that's
Right. I
How
mean,
it's
some of the
gonna be.
sets, yeah, we'll do digital mats now. We'll do a little bit of green screen to help build out depth and stuff. But obvious or bad CG will break my heart.
as long as it's CG like this, where it's a normal looking blob of something. Oh, it suddenly starts glowing.
Yeah. Yeah, nice old school optical. Yeah, I mean, you can do it. Just be careful and like understand what you're doing and when you're doing it. If they like add animation to the faces or do something to fake it, remove a mustache that's really there the whole time poorly. Anything like that. We don't want this to be the Justice League. Yeah, it's just everything's so like look at the composition here. He's to the left, she's to the right. Really, really good. The eye line doesn't move that far. Even with now cutting back to everyone but her on the right, everybody else on the left. But the eye lines, you don't move your head drastically. Like so much care taken for each of these shots. It's really, really impressive. Everything along the third, just your eyes are nice and comfortable. They took so much time to accommodate how we watch movies because they were using puppets and making that such a big change that the filmmaking here can't give Frank Oz enough credit for this one. I mean, we've done a couple Frank Oz movies already on here, and we always say that, but this one is an example of just some of the cleanest filmmaking you can do because of the nature of the puppets. And now there's an animal. This gets insane.
Yeah. This scene, organized chaos is all I can say. Because they're literally just throwing bits of puppet around.
Some of them
the-
are like, some
the
of them are on
studio.
string. Some of them are just, you can tell somebody just lobbed it. Like, it's amazing the amount of techniques they use to make this come to life. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. There's always something to look at. You can look in the background. There's things flying. Every corner of the screen is addressed. It's just the attention. I mean, I know I keep saying attention to detail, but that's really what makes this movie so impressive to me, is the level of detail here. And we're gonna really get the tie together mystic Skeksi relationship here in a moment. As this
I
crazy.
just love the spine work on the Skeksi.
Oh, it's great. His gloves and everything. All the characters are fully addressed. It's great. And then, poof. Huh? What happened to Phil?
Phil's gone.
I better keep walking. We're going pretty slow anyway. But there you go. That's another episode of Film Fakers Commentaries. Check us out online anywhere that you can find Superliminal Plus films, usually in that order. And, we'll see you around on the next project.